However,
The other members of the crew.
hello and welcome to another episode of the NOTSTEAM Productions L&L podcast. For a very special episode today. It's our second guest to join us on the pod.
Hello.
And yeah, there are the dulcet tones of Nathan. Welcome to the pod, Nathan. How are you doing?
I'm alright, thank you. How are you both?
I'm good. I was just about to say I've not introduced my co-host for today. Elle, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm very, very well, thank you.
I feel bad that was introduced before,
stuff.
No, it's alright.
Yeah, well, you know, special. You're a guest. It's fine. Special treatment.
Awesome.
To be fair, I don't get much care now. I've been here too long.
And to be fair, whenever he introduces me,
usually-
he starts calling me his little sidekick or something derogatory.
Nice.
And you know, so he's lucky that he even gets an introduction.
Yeah.
If we're being fair.
I may have had hosting privileges taken away from me for a while.
Oh no.
Yeah, at least this episode. Yeah, I'm taking over. I'm
Until I learn my
I'm
lesson.
behind the wheel, bitch. Until I can no longer be bothered, I think.
It's like, there you go, Rel. Now it's your time.
Yeah. I'll do one episode.
One episode at a time. Anytime we get a guest on, really.
Nice.
Yeah, and we're going to do a similar sort of format. If anyone's listened to the last guest episode we did with my little brother
Harry's fight.
which it was a good
It
episode.
was. I enjoyed it.
You've got big shoes to fill.
Oh god.
Just saying, you know, he's like a semi-pro gamer.
Oh, I'm nothing
So,
at that
you
level.
know.
Definitely not.
No, I'm just playing, man. He dwarfs us as well. Don't worry. But anyway, so I think we'll kick it off with a section that we definitely didn't steal from another podcast, which is you need to tell us your favourite game, your favourite movie, your favourite TV show, and we've added this time your favourite album.
Okay.
So,
I most
whenever
definitely
you're
have
ready.
some answers for that. So, for my favourite,
Go for it.
for my favourite video game, I think it's most definitely got to be Kingdom Hearts for me. Just like the RPG.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Wow, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, so growing
Okay.
up as a kid, I'd play it so much, but like it's just never left my heart. I still play it to this day. Just the RPG style of it, it's different, and like the combat style is amazing in my opinion. With the aerials, the magic, it's just great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Isn't there like wall running as well?
I believe so. Yeah, and like air dashing and whatnot. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah.
It's just always stuck with me, and that is most definitely my favourite game.
I must say, like,
Cool.
even I've not played much of them, but what I have played, I do appreciate the fact that, you know, it includes, like, Disney and the way that they've sort of incorporated that and sort of woven it into its own thing is
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Most
like
definitely,
the most recent one where they had like the bits where you were like in Pixar world and you know you took the
Yeah.
form of the animation style and that's amazing. Like, come on, like even if you don't like that style of game, because Liam's very anti-anime weirdness.
Yeah.
So this is probably his like kryptonite. But even if you
it's
don't
awesome,
appreciate that style of game, you've got to appreciate the craft. Like,
Yeah,
they,
for sure.
they are
Absolutely.
Exactly, the craftsmanship
beautiful
of it.
games.
Yeah, for
Absolutely.
sure.
That's always something that I've been kind of jealous of in a way, in that because I know it's not my cup of tea, so I can't enjoy that world. But I sort of like it from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get that perspective. Yeah.
I like the idea more than I'd like the actual game.
So I'm like,
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I totally get it. Like my brother was a big fan growing up, so I've seen a lot of it, and I thought it was pretty cool. But I was more interested in the cutscenes and going to different worlds and seeing new
Yeah.
characters, and I like how they've expanded it with the sequels as well.
Precisely.
Like you were saying, to include different the Disney conglomerate now that they are. Like,
Is there going to
all
be
the
Star
different
Wars in the next one?
IPs they have. I think there must be like Mandalorian and Grogu. Like,
Oh, and Marvel.
I think-
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
sure.
Marvel,
This
yeah.
is the new one you're talking about, right?
Yeah, the one that's
It's-
due
yeah,
to
you-
come out
The
like,
one
next
that's
year, I
been-
think.
There's been a trailer of it, hasn't there? I think it's
Yeah.
like number
Yeah.
4. Yeah, they need to include surely like the new stuff. They need to
You think
to
so?
revamp it. Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah, for
interesting
sure.
because they actually never officially got the license to use the Disney characters.
Really?
No, I think they have now, but initially so Disney sort of weren't. They didn't put their name against it. They were like, "Yeah, you can do it, but it's not."
They weren't sold on the idea.
It's not
Ah.
affiliated
So they were like-
with us in any way, shape, or form. Like,
Oh,
do
wow.
it, but if it turns out horrible, we may sue the shit out of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh god.
but subsequently, they actually now work together on the
Of
sort of
course.
projects.
But because of how well
Yeah.
the first couple of games did.
Yeah. I'd be quite.
Yeah, and they are much loved, so yeah.
I would be quite interested to see them
Fair
do
enough.
maybe like a TV show to sort of for people that maybe aren't into sort of playing it, like with Last of Us
Yeah.
recently doing quite well. You know, with the right writing and the right sort of animations. Well, obviously it'd be different animation styles, but there is the potential for
Yeah,
an
you're not wrong
animated
there,
series
actually.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a film.
Or a film, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, if you get the right animation team, for sure, definitely.
Yeah.
And the voice casting will have to be top tier.
Oh,
Because
God, yeah.
it's such a big franchise now. They have so many fans. If you mess up, it'll go down in history as such a letdown. They would need to definitely work on that.
Yeah, we've had a few of them.
I do think that, like the cursed days of movie adaptations, from games, I think the cursed days are behind us. I think
brighter days.
going forward, I think
don't know.
yeah they'll look at the recent success of things like The Last of Us, but also the like Castlevania and that League of Legends one.
Yeah, that I haven't actually watched that. That's supposed to be really
I
good.
forget what it's called. No, I
Jinx.
can't remember what it's called, but that was
Is it Jinx?
brilliant. Yeah, it's not called Jinx, but she's in
That's
it.
the character it's based on. Yeah. I'm just gonna
there's a few.
point out
Yeah.
one thing. Resident Evil
Oh.
that came out
Yeah,
last year.
but that's had loads of.
It was
Yeah,
shit.
but that was. But so are the games, so it's fine.
Nah,
the last
some
year,
of the games. Yeah.
Last year.
That's just me being childish.
So,
don't worry.
what's your favourite TV
Yeah, go on,
show?
just carry on.
My favourite TV show. Now, I'm going to ask a quick question before I answer. Will an anime be accepted?
Yeah.
Because it is a TV show.
Absolutely.
Then I'm going to
Yeah, of
go
course.
double hands down on the desk right now, and I'm going to say it's got to be the original Naruto. The younger version days. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once
Yeah.
again, grew up watching that, so it's got a very special place in my heart. But just the story
Yep.
building up, that is one of the greatest animes that I've seen for it. How he starts off as like a young, hated, mischievous boy, and then obviously through the whole anime, then he becomes like a hero.
Yeah.
So-
Cool.
I love Naruto as well. Although the way that I watched it all was I basically cut out all the arcs. Not all the arcs, all the
filler.
sort of like filler arcs. Yeah.
Yeah, precise. I
Um,
do that nowadays.
Yeah, so I watched it in a more coherent story,
Yeah.
and I think that overall it is absolutely great. Like some of the fight scenes were incredible as well,
For sure.
and really imaginative. So I don't know if you know Liam, because I don't know how much of it you've watched, but there's
Exactly zero.
Exactly
I've never
zero.
watched an episode of
so
Naruto.
there's basically
We'll
this
get to it.
one bit where there's this like huge fight between these three sort of greatest ninjas, and they're all sort of like magic ninjas, sort of nonsense. But it is
so
cool.
they channel the aura, and through hand signs, like the inner aura through
They're able
hand
to summon
signs,
shit.
they're able to summon or like do magic in a sense.
So there's basically
Right,
this
right.
huge fight scene where it's three of these like hardcore ninja, and they summon like their sort of spirit animals. Now don't laugh because one of them is a slug. One of them is a slug. The others.
How's that any good in a fight?
Don't know. I never
But
understood why they picked that. I never understood why.
Nor do I. But the other two it's a giant snake
A giant snake and a giant frog.
and a giant frog with a samurai sword.
Yeah, with a samurai. The frog has a sword and it smokes a pipe.
was gonna say-
And it smokes a pipe.
It smokes a pipe as well.
So it's
See, yeah, this is the kind of like weird
Hang on.
Japanese shit that puts me
It's
off.
Well-
insane though.
It's based on the frog character is based on a Japanese god or like spirit in Shintoism, like a fire spirit, and it's a toad that's constantly smoking a pipe. And if you look in sort of like ancient sort of like Japanese artwork and stuff, you will see the motif often of like a toad-like figure smoking a pipe. So it's
Cool.
in that
It is
respect,
cool.
like it's a badass fight, and like there's more than that as well. Like there's like fights where, you know, in Thor: Love and Thunder, where they had that really cool like fight.
Oh, black and white,
Yeah, and like
but with
different
colour, like
colours.
flashes of colour. Yeah,
Which
yeah.
fight
They
are we
do
on
that
about? We're
all
about
the time.
the newest Thor.
Yeah, I'm saying
Which
the,
fight scene?
the one where it's all in black and white, and then there's just flashes of colour.
Towards the end.
Yeah, I found that really interesting the way they used that. You know,
That was amazing.
Yeah, it was
it
cool.
was really cool. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was like a small planet as well, so it was like constantly shifting the aspect, like the aspect of the camera and stuff. It was,
They did
yeah, it was
do really well with that.
yeah. It was just a shame the rest of the film was a bit meh.
Yeah, I completely agree with that there.
But back on
Apart from Russell Crowe as Zeus,
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
gee, love
top
that.
tier choice.
So back onto Naruto quickly. Who's your favorite character?
Okay. Ooh, are we gonna go? So, seeing as my choice was the original Naruto, do I have to pick a character from that saga?
No, just overall, all time.
I've got to say Itachi Uchiha, definitely. Itachi, Sasuke's older brother.
Yeah.
Kosuke. Yeah, I love his backstory. So like, he was just a dedicated, highly ranked ninja for the village, respected by everyone. He was like the top tier of the Uchiha clan.
And then spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler, of course.
he
For
become-
some reasons,
I'm never gonna watch it.
yeah.
No, for other people.
Tell you now.
But just his
Oh, yeah.
just if,
Or
if
the
you
listener.
know, guys, if you know, you know. Whoever knows, if you know, you know why I'm picking this character, and you know exactly why. He's a great character.
So such a good storyline, and like the way that
Precisely.
they like the kind of in some ways. At first, I thought they were like kind of beating a dead horse when they just kept like bringing him
Yes,
up, and
I
then
get that.
actually, like in the most recent, like when they've sort of like tied off the story a bit more, they've kind of explained why he does keep being
Exactly,
mentioned.
and they do
And
it
it's
so
like-
well.
Oh, and
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
Yeah,
That does kind of make sense. So it's one of those, like, if you could ever just sit down and watch like only the bits that matter, I think it's worth doing.
definitely.
Like, there's
Because it is
loads.
smart the way they do it.
It's like with One Piece, because I absolutely love One Piece.
Never
but the
watched
problem
it.
is, well, don't start because you'll never stop. It's
That
still
was the best warning
ongoing.
ever.
It's still ongoing. I've given up, like, because it's like 2,000 episodes in, and I'm just
Oh
like,
God,
Jesus.
never, man. That is
I
weird.
can't
That
be
is
arsed.
so
Ridiculous.
much. Yeah, that's too much.
so yeah, no,
Jesus.
fuck that.
Yep. Crazy Japanese bastards.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
This is bordering.
What? They're crazy and they're Japanese. And they're bastards for doing so many bloody episodes of a show. That's insane. Oh.
2,000 episodes.
Yeah, I've got almost nothing to add to Naruto other than I like his run.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll take that.
He's got an iconic run. You know that his run transcends genres and mediums. Like that's pretty cool.
So on YouTube,
yeah, that's it.
there's a channel called Film Theory, and they
yes,
actually
they're great.
they figured out it does actually make you quicker to run like that.
Does it
Aerodynamics,
bollocks?
right?
No,
it's the
Does it
aerodynamics.
bollocks?
it does. It
It
does.
does.
Why don't all the Olympic
No,
sprinters
right.
run like that then?
Well,
Because
he
they're
goes
so
on to
not-
explain.
I'm not having that.
He goes on to explain that you would have to be running at like a certain speed for it to be effective fully. But
Like 100 miles an
yeah,
hour.
yeah. Like you would have to be traveling at like the speed of fucking sound.
You'd have to, you'd
Because
have
it's
to be
the
fast.
it's the like the
To
fact
even
that
do
you're
it.
low to the ground. So you just glide through the air like a fucking newborn baby, just thump.
Oh god. Like a newborn baby, because newborn babies are known to be fast.
I didn't know what to say.
So you went for the slowest thing you could think of. Jesus Christ.
Like molasses.
Oh man. Oh well, moving on. Nathan, what's your favourite movie?
Favourite movie? Right, now this question, this is a hard one to put up to give an answer to, but I will give one of my most recent favourites. It would be Coach Carter. I don't know if any of you two have heard of that film. Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's the basketball coach.
I have an enjoyment in basketball myself. I tend to play it and I do watch it, so it's a great film as it is anyway. But just the idea of it of a rundown basketball team now, the team players are all now like they want to be bad boys in a sense, like
like gang affiliated.
Precisely, grades are bad. They dress scruffy, but then this coach just comes in and essentially is just there to teach them basketball, but then ends up teaching them like a lifestyle and a better lifestyle to make them do better for themselves. It's great. It's a great film.
Oh, what's that movie called with Michelle Pfeiffer where she is it Dangerous Minds?
I have no idea.
Where she basically, it's the same thing but just take away the basketball.
Oh,
it's the same.
Oh yeah,
it's the same movie.
It's like it's like somebody who's got a bit of know about them going into like a rundown area and
yeah. It's a good movie.
Bonding with these at-risk youths.
I've never seen it. I can't say I've seen that film.
It's
Coach Carter is very good. Is
it Denzel Washington?
No,
that's Samuel Jackson.
Oh right, okay. I was thinking of a different movie.
It's got a great ending as well, so I won't say because you need to watch
it.
But it's a really good ending. It's just a great film, some really good performances.
It really is.
You'll recognise some of the like the players in it. Some of the
I think Channing Tatum's in it as well. I think
he's one of the
I do know which one it is.
There's a few, but it's a good choice. Yeah,
cool, man.
I agree with that. It's good
Liam, not Liam. Sorry, Nathan.
Yes.
Have you seen Whiplash?
I have not.
Oh.
Do I need to put this on my to-watch list?
You need to watch that movie immediately.
I'm writing this down as we are speaking.
That could be our sort of basis that we ask every guest. Have you seen Whiplash?
Have you seen Whiplash?
And then if they say no, we tie them to a chair and force them to watch it.
With them blinker things on where they stretch my eyes open.
Whilst beating them with drumsticks.
You wouldn't need them.
I wouldn't. Nice.
Oh, that's
sounds like my casual Sunday.
It's if
great.
Quentin Tarantino made drumming tutorial movies.
Oh,
basically.
I think I've seen it.
J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons going in on people.
And Miles
it's great.
I think I've seen it, but I haven't watched it. I will put it on my watch list, guys.
So good.
If you guys are recommending this film to me, then I think it needs to be watched.
Oh, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's one of my favourite movies. In fact, when we get onto what we've been watching and playing, I actually watched something very similar.
Ooh.
Cool. Well, save it.
I'm gonna
save it for the section.
Okay, boss.
Finish this section off with your favourite album, Nathan.
Album's going to be a hard one.
Go with your instinct.
This is the hardest one for me. Yeah.
But if I'm going to go in with my instincts and what I do listen to a lot, I do listen a lot to the rap culture. I don't know if you guys have heard of the artist Drake.
Is that a band?
No. Believe it or not, it's not a band.
No.
You've heard of Drake, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, one of his albums, I think it's one of his older ones, Nothing Was the Same. Yeah, once again, I've just listened to that album quite a lot. Always liked it. Still listen to it now. I'm pretty sure I could put my finger on that as definitely one of my favourites,
fair enough.
I'm going to just throw in that my favourite rap album is No Pressure by Logic.
Logic, I don't really listen to him that much. I've never listened to him.
I've not heard much by Logic either.
No, I mean,
but
I don't know. I just listen to whatever sounds good to me.
No, that's fair.
But I've never listened to Logic though.
Have you ever answered the question of what your favourite album is on the pod?
Ooh.
I don't know if I have,
Uno reverse
but
card.
if I had to just pick one, it would probably be AM by Arctic Monkeys. Because I sometimes flip between their first album, Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I Am Not, and AM. I just think that AM edges it slightly just because
It's clean.
they're more accomplished musicians. Yeah, it's so layered and just they're my favourite band anyway. So it would be one of those two, I'd say. But
Okay.
AM would probably just edge it.
I think I would probably go with Emperor of Sand by Mastodon.
Never heard.
Oh, it's amazing.
Nope, me either.
Just like
Who are
it's a
Mastodon? Is
concept
it a band?
album. It's like a concept album, but it's like a sort of stoner rock album. It's just honestly, yeah.
Alright.
I wonder why you like it so much.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
Cool. Right. Well, moving on then. Our next section, the usual one, it's just what we've been playing.
Cool.
I'm going to kick off because I spoke about it a little bit last week. I've spoken about it a few times, but Disco Elysium. I finished it.
Oh, you've actually finished it.
It's brilliant.
I think I have an idea of
oh
which
my
game
God.
this is. Was this a detective one who has the amnesia?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, so
Cool.
basically, you wake up, you've been on such a bender that you've got complete amnesia, and it's like, so much so that he doesn't know his name, he doesn't understand the concept of money, or laws, or the political system that he lives in. Like, it's insane. And you just go through the game, it's just conversations, like there's no fights or anything. It's all conversations or like interacting with the environment. But it's very RPG-y in that there's dice rolls for whenever you're doing like a skill check on something. It could be in conversation, it could be as simple as like trying to move something or catch something. That happens quite a lot. Someone will throw a key to you or something, and you try and catch it and be cool, or you can miss and it'll fall through the floorboards and then you've lost the key.
Wow.
And shit like that. Yeah,
That's pretty insane. I didn't.
It's
Wow.
mad, and it's one of the most beautiful games I've ever played as well, because it's like an oil painting that moves. It's insane. I think the perfect handheld game as well.
Yeah.
And I got it dirt cheap as well. I got it
You're
like
playing that on the Steam Deck, right?
£5 or something. Yeah,
Nice.
and it's so good. Like anyone that likes RPGs or like investigative stuff, because there's some really good sections where you're investigating crime scenes and like reconstructing stuff with like in your mind.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really really good. Yeah, I can't talk highly enough of that. But yeah, that's what I finished, and then I went on to Mad Max.
Oh yeah,
Like, completely opposite kind of game.
you sent me a.
But man, that's so fun.
You sent me a screenshot of your basket the other day, and
Oh yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, that's
Yeah.
pretty insane. Because it was dirt cheap as well. Which actually, I've got something to say on that point. But I'll leave it for a sec. But yeah, go on, tell me about Mad Max, because I've wanted to play that for a while now.
So it was, I think it was a launch game on PS4, and I remember at the time when it came out, I'd not heard of it at all. I was getting my PS4, and when they used to do bundles, and it's like, oh, choose 3 games or whatever. So I think an Assassin's Creed game, something else, and then it was either Mad Max or like a Sonic game. Oh, fuck Sonic. So I've got this Mad Max game, and it's basically like an open world Mad Max game. Like you've got your own car that you can like do up and put armor on it and weapons and shit. There's like a sort of Arkham style like melee combat system in it as well that's really satisfying and quite brutal, like it should be for a Mad Max game. One of the best things is you got this basically sidekick. He's like this mutant hunchback guy that goes on the back of your car, and he like operates your weapons and stuff. He's called Chum Bucket, and he's just an absolute mess, and he's great to have around. And yeah, it's just a great one to. I like just having it on while I've got say TV on in the background.
Yeah.
So I can just whip about and just.
I do need to give that game
sort
a
of
try.
like a map.
Is that game on the
map
Game
clearing
Pass?
game.
Does anyone know?
I've no idea.
No idea
No
myself.
clue.
That does sound like a good game to give a try, definitely.
But yeah, it was on. I think I got it £3, £4.
Yeah,
Wow,
something
no
like
way.
that,
That is
on,
dirt cheap.
It's CD keys for PC games. It's so cheap. Like, what else did I got? That Man-Eater game. That that shark
Oh,
one
I've
again,
played
open
that.
world game.
Yeah, I've played that. That's a pretty cool game, actually.
And it was £3. So I was like, well,
It's one of those.
you know,
It's one of those games
less than a meal deal these days.
that unless it's like a couple of quid, like literally like £3 or free,
Yeah.
it's not worth it.
Precisely, yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree, yeah.
It's quite
It's
fun.
fun.
I've played probably an hour or two of it. It's fun.
It does
yeah.
feel a little bit like a
yeah, I
mobile
wouldn't pay
game.
£30.
I kind of... I'll put
I
my
don't
hand
know,
on that.
I-
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with that. Especially when I
Like-
played it, I got the
I
same
don't know.
vibe.
What did you play it on?
I played it on
Series X.
PlayStation, but
Yeah.
it, in the sense of the sort of mundaneness of it,
Yeah.
like there wasn't really anything
it is
to
just
do.
It's
eat-
at one
just
level.
eat,
everything.
unlock stuff.
Precisely.
Oh look,
Yeah.
you've got a shiny crab! Yay!
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I also got Prey, which is one of my favourite games. That was like £4.50.
Murder
So
Simulator.
like, yeah, just add that.
I've
That's
never
my,
played that. I know of it,
Steam
never
library.
played.
I love that
It's
game.
really good. It's just basically you play Jack the Ripper in space.
Nice.
No, you don't. No, you don't. He's talking shit. That's just what he did. He just went around murdering everyone.
Typical L. Right, cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I understand.
basically, yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's what I've been playing, and I finished Breaking Bad as well. I was watching Breaking Bad
Fuck.
again, and
Well done.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
it
absolutely
is
love
top
that.
tier.
I always forget how good it is.
It's amazing.
It is insane.
And the ending's so good.
Yeah.
And then I watched El Camino straight after as well.
Nice.
Which is that's really
It
good
is.
as well. I think I've only seen that once, but that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's me.
Perfect.
We've spoken enough about Breaking Bad in the past.
Yeah,
but
we have. I recently got a really good deal where I got basically a load of Assassin's Creed games. So from Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Rogue, and the 2 DLCs that came with it. So effectively 4 games on my Switch. And I also got the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle game.
I remember that thing.
So I got like effectively 5 games for £20, which was a
That's a steal.
bargain.
Yeah, big steal.
Assassin's Creed, I've gone back to play Black Flag, and I've actually got into it, and
That
it
is one of my favourites, I've got to
refreshing.
say.
It is refreshing to go
So
back to
good.
one of the classic Assassin's Creeds, especially after playing
Yeah.
Valhalla and Odyssey. Which, don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed Odyssey, but this feels more like Assassin's Creed than
Yeah.
that did. That just felt like an open world Greek mythology simulator.
Yeah.
But like, no, I'm really enjoying it. Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle though is absolutely amazing.
Really?
Is that like an XCOM
It
style?
is an XCOM game. It's brilliant. It works.
I've been
I
meaning
need
to
do
play
my
this because I love
research.
XCOM.
I don't think I know which one you're on about.
So basically, it's Rabbids from Rayman
Yeah,
and
I understand.
Mario. So for some weird reason, they've
I
clashed.
do remember. I know they've done a.
they've had loads of
they did a
team-ups,
weird,
haven't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do some
Yeah,
crazy crossovers.
well, in this one, you basically XCOM, so it's like turn-based and like strategy.
I
So,
understand.
like,
yeah, I'll say I briefly played XCOM.
The way that they do it though is like you'll have your different characters and they'll have different like abilities that they can access. So Luigi,
Alright.
because he's a bit more cowardly than Mario, he's a sniper.
Ooh. What? Luigi's a
What the
sniper.
fuck? Why are they
nice.
dissing Luigi like that?
No,
saying he's
that's part of
cowardly?
his character. He's like,
Is it
like
bollocks?
So they've
It's bullshit.
class-based the characters.
effectively, yeah. So
What?
like Mario's
that
like
sounds
a
actually really
like
interesting.
a bulk. Like he's got like this big ass
tanky
hammer.
take damage.
Yeah,
kinda
yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Nice.
Honestly, like it looks beautiful. It is quite difficult
Okay.
because you don't really pick up health. Like so, like every time you do a battle,
Yeah, representing Luigi.
I'm not
Yeah.
dissing the...
An audio podcast.
I'm not dissing Luigi.
I've got my Luigi hat on. Representing.
You are
He's not
rocking
a
the
coward.
Luigi
Well, I
hat
suppose
very
that's
well there.
He fights ghosts and shit. He
Yeah.
goes into haunted mansion.
In
mansions
fact,
and that.
big up Luigi. I think he deserves a
Yeah.
lot of
Look,
recognition.
I'm
Exactly.
just telling
Definitely.
you,
You better recognise.
on the game,
Recognize.
on the game, they present him as being like a scaredy cat.
Okay,
Shit. Fuck Nintendo.
I've been
that
saying
is
that for a while now.
It's not him.
But yeah,
So I've been playing that.
That sounds cool. Yeah,
It's
sorry, carry on.
Really, it is
Okay.
really,
Yeah.
really cool. I actually think that because I've been wanting to try
so
and
they actually have. So,
go on.
I just want to wrap my head around this. Has Luigi got a sniper rifle?
Effectively, yeah. So he's got like it's like a vacuum cleaner with a with a nozzle, but he like fires from it.
Oh, that's what he uses in the mansion games, right?
Oh, that's
Yeah,
brilliant.
so like he shoots
Yeah.
with it, and it like but he's like because he's got like more of a sniper, he's better from a distance. Whereas like Mario
Yeah.
is like he's more boisterous and like he's got like a hammer and a
The
gun.
tank taker.
So what you can do is you
The
can
tank mate that.
you can like
Mario's packing.
you can tackle an enemy, hit them, and then like clonk them on the head with a giant hammer.
Oh, okay.
It's brilliant.
Cool.
And then
okay.
each character
It does sound interesting.
each character has like a special ability, and Mario's is like hero side. So if an enemy moves in his vicinity whilst it's not his turn, he can shoot it.
Cool.
And then
yeah, like a reaction
yeah,
shot.
and then the rabbits, they've got like shields that they can activate. So like they'll take slightly less damage than they would if they were to be hit full on.
Right.
Honestly, it's so cool. Like, and one, I'm not normally a big fan of Mario games, and two,
Yeah.
it's probably the first sort of XCOM-y game that I've ever sat down and actually played for a while.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying it.
That's great. Yeah, man.
Cool. I have to give that a go. Yeah.
Oh, and watching, I watched Beef on Netflix.
Ah, you mentioned
Oh,
this.
it's on my list.
It's
It looks good.
fucking
I need to put that on my list again
amazing.
as well.
Oh my god, that show. There's a particular bit, right? And I shit you not, you are not ready for that scene. You are not.
That entices me to watch it so bad. I'm just like, I really want to know what
It's
that is.
so fucking brilliant. Like, so Stephen Yeun and Ali Wong
Cool.
are both great in it. Like, they are
Yeah.
amazing. And there's another
Great
guy
actors
in it called
anyway.
David Cho, who's an artist.
I know David
He's
Cho,
amazing.
yeah.
Don't think I've
and
heard of him.
He's like this, like sort of. He's the cousin of Stephen Yeun's character, and he's like a bit of a always looking for a quick side hustle to make a bit of money. Doesn't care if it's always legal. Anyway, Stephen Yeun's character gets into like a sort of road rage incident with Ali Wong's character, and it all becomes tangled. It all becomes messy over the course of like a year, where everything keeps coming back to this road rage incident. And then there's a scene in like episode 8, which honestly, me and Jay, when we sat down and watched it, we were sort of watching it and we were like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen here. What's going to happen here? Oh my god! Not expecting what happened. And if you
I
go
think I
back to
need
the
to give
early
this a watch.
episodes, there is a reference to it. It's brilliant. It's ultimately worth
Bit of
watching.
foreshadowing.
It's like 8 or 10 episodes. Beef, 8 or 10 episodes. Research, I can't remember. But I've been watching that, so that's
Cool.
what I recommend.
Cool.
Sweet. Yeah, it's already on my list. I saw the trailer and
I will put that on
Yeah,
my
it's-
list as well. Definitely.
yeah, it looks pretty good. So yeah, look forward to that.
Cool.
Cool. What about you, Nathan? What have you been playing, watching?
So, watching, I don't know if you guys are going to be shocked at this. I've only just started watching The Mandalorian.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
Good stuff.
So I've never watched it before. So I've came in at a right time because I think I've got like a lengthy like binge watch time now.
yeah, you got like
I've-
full series nearly.
Yeah, just finished season 1 this morning. I'm now on episode 1 of season 2. Great season 1. I mean,
Yeah.
it is so good, and plus, they do Baby Yoda so well. Oh, Gorgu, is it?
Grogu.
Grogu.
He
Yeah,
is,
what
he
a
is
character.
like a
So
infant
cute.
version of Yoda's species.
Yoda, effectively. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
He's
it's
not
great.
actually Baby Yoda.
Although
Yeah, it is insane. It's really good.
I was
Yeah.
reading, apparently he's no longer played by Pedro Pascal.
What?
No, he is.
Is
They
it?
have stunt doubles. They said that most of the time, like when you see him on screen
right.
in the armor, it's not Pedro because it's like one of his stunt doubles.
Right.
He still does all the voice acting and stuff.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Right.
But
I
the stunt double, they use a stunt double for the scenes.
Yeah.
Ah,
Lots of
no
them,
way.
yeah. Lots of the action
Oh,
and
no.
stuff. Yeah, it's stunt doubles.
To be fair, I feel like
Cool,
that's
yeah,
the
I mean-
case most of the time. Although, have you V for Vendetta? You know, the sort of the person that plays V.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
So,
Agent Smith.
well, that's who voices him. The person that actually did the physical acting was James Foy from
James Foy.
Welsh
The name
actor.
really rings a bell.
He was in The Following and Knight's Tale. You'll know him if you
I'm
saw
gonna
him.
have to look at this guy one sec.
Um,
James Foy.
Well, he
Knight's Tale.
he plays like the good knight at the end of the movie, the one that he like helps out.
Oh yeah, I do know what you mean. Yeah.
Welsh actor,
Yeah.
pretty good actor. Well, he initially did the sort of body acting and the voice of V, but the Wachowski sisters didn't like how it came out, so they got Hugo Smith to come in and
Yeah.
redo all the lines, but kept James Foy in as V.
Ah,
Just going back to the Mandalorian on about his stunt doubles. One of them, he's the grandson of John Wayne,
Really?
or like the great grandson of John
No
Wayne.
way.
Yeah, so he says that when he's like doing the Mando walk, he's trying to like channel a little bit of his granddad's sort of cowboy.
oh, that's
that's
wicked. Yeah, that is really
fucking
cool.
cool.
Well, that's what
That is
that's one of the
insane.
things that I love about Mandalorian is it does feel very cowboy-esque, especially with the
It's a western.
yeah with
yeah.
Timothy Olyphant
Yeah.
playing a sheriff because
Yeah.
he always plays
He
a
might not
sheriff.
be there yet, but yeah.
Yeah.
And the sort of his theme tune, you know, like when he walks into shot, it's that like
Yeah.
It's almost it's like that's
Wow,
proper
wow,
western in that.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost that. Yeah, it's it's
Um,
great.
Nice.
But yeah, you've got
It's so
it's a
good.
good choice, man. It's just
Yeah, and I've
Some
got a
good
good amount
episodes
to
to come
watch
as well.
still. Exactly, man. I'm excited. Definitely having a binge tonight.
yeah.
Playing
The end of
wise,
series 2
Sorry.
for me was like oh it's so
Yeah?
good. It's
I've got
brilliant,
something
yeah.
to look forward to then. Nice.
Yeah.
Game wise,
Yeah,
I
it's
think I've been playing a lot of Chivalry 2. I don't know if any of you have heard.
Oh yes,
Yes.
boy.
Yes. So,
Yeah,
me
I
and my
spoke about
friends have
this
started
before.
playing
Go
that
for it, man.
recently. It is an insane game for any of you that do not know of it. It is a old school night time online team deathmatch game in a sense. There are objective modes. But yeah, insane game, man. The classes that you can pick, the variants of weapons that you can use, and I mean the gore is insane. Like literally,
Yeah.
like chopping off your opponent's head, picking up your opponent's head, throwing it at another opponent. Insane. I value that in a game.
So
That
good.
is insane.
Yeah, it's been. I always describe it as like Call of Duty, but with knights,
Yeah.
Effectively,
swords,
yeah.
and
That in fact, that is a good.
Basically.
It's a good
yeah, it's,
way to describe in a sense. Yeah.
I just remember
yeah, it's fun.
the time that somebody attacked me with no arms and just like kept running into me.
Headbutting you. Yeah.
And I was like, dude,
Yeah,
what are you
brilliant.
hoping to accomplish here? And I just stabbed him in the face and he died. But it was satisfying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Well, it's good as well when you sort of like when you wrap your head around the mechanics a bit and you start to get a bit better, and you might be on like a 2-on-1 fight or a 3-on-1 fight, and you kill
Yeah.
him, and you manage
And
to
you
beat him. Like,
and
you
you
feel like
feel- you
such a
feel like
badass, man. Yeah, it's
What
so
I mean.
good.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I love as well that they've got a dedicated button for like a battle cry. as you're running in, you just tap square or whatever it is, and they're like,
yeah, you double tap, you just start screaming at the top of your lungs. It's excellent.
It's so good. Yeah,
it is.
Great game.
So yeah, been absolutely smashing that recently. Got myself quite leveled up now. So yeah, been playing
Good
that.
shit.
What else? In fact, what else were I playing? Oh, this is obviously everyone probably knows this. Started a GTA 5 story again. I've completed it a few times in the past, but I do enjoy
It's
the
a good
story.
one.
So
Yeah, me too.
I'm having a run through on that at the moment.
I was looking at a thing that was saying that they're close to getting a date in mind for when they're going to be announcing GTA 6. Like, officially.
I'm so up, so.
Now, I'm super excited for it. You know, I love what Rockstar do.
Same.
Like, every single one of their games
sure,
is
yeah.
just an improvement on the last one. Red Dead Redemption 2 was, you know, it was
That is
incredible.
god tier, yes.
So, like, and GTA 5, like, we've been playing GTA Online. Jay's currently playing it as we record. And, like, on PS5, it looks incredible. Like, we don't have the story mode anymore because we're just happy with the online service. And, like, they're constantly adding new updates. They're constantly adding new things.
Precisely,
Like,
yeah, I am playing that myself.
we were
as well
talking
at the
off
moment.
air. We were saying about how they've added the taxi service in. So you can now basically do Crazy Taxi, but in GTA Online. But you can buy a taxi and then you can do it up. So you can have your own personal sort of taxi that you can just call in and then just do a few missions, make a bit of money, and then
I've seen
fuck
it,
off
yeah.
and go and shoot some people
Yeah.
in the face. You know, just standard, serial killer
Casual
behaviour.
Normal
GTA
GTA
Online.
shit. Yeah. Standard L behaviour.
No, standard GTA
Yeah,
Online
that makes sense.
behaviour. Just
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
dead Los Santosians.
Yeah. No, GTA Online is great though. I can definitely say that. In fact, I've started dibbling a bit with that. But I've done quite a lot of it now, multiple times. I was one to sweat it, as one would say.
Yeah.
Did play a lot of it, but after a break, it's always good to go back to.
I think,
Definitely.
yeah, I like going back after not playing it for a while because they usually add a lot of updates and stuff. Like, it is
Yeah,
a game
like that
that
taxi
they're
one, for example.
constantly adding things to, so I do appreciate that for them.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It sort of makes me a bit worried about what GTA 6 means for GTA Online. You know, GTA 5 Online. Like, are they gonna
Sorry,
shut
go
down
on.
the servers,
No.
or are they gonna?
So,
It's like
I believe...
I'm worried
who's
about
gonna?
this.
Yeah, I don't. It's like
Same.
I think they
Yeah.
built a rod for their own back. Do you know what I mean?
believe
Precisely, I mean-
they are going to run 2 separate servers. I don't know for how long, but they're going to have a Los... So basically, you'll be able to go from Los Santos to Vice City. So,
With your same character.
same character. Basically,
That is
you'll
insane
have
if
2
they do
different
that.
cities. So, basically, whichever one you travel to... Because
Yeah.
their idea for GTA Online is it to become its own separate entity. That they can just have, a Vice City expansion that they sell. Where, you buy it, you've got access to Vice City.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom. Kind of sell it that way. They could then introduce Liberty City, they could introduce Carson City, they could introduce... what's the Las Vegas one called?
I have no idea. I can't remember.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
So I
Las Plagas. No, I don't know.
but basically, they've got scope to add other places, and I think that's what they're gonna do in the long run. Is they are gonna start looking at introducing expansions to GTA Online, because they are
Right.
wanting to make it its own separate entity. Like they now sell GTA Online for PS5 just on its own. Like you don't have to
Yeah,
have a
I've
story
seen
mode
that.
and
I've seen
anything
that.
like that. So like they are trying to sort of establish themselves as we have this online service, which to be fair is probably one of the
Makes
better
me think-
ones.
Makes me think though. It's like when they release GTA 6, like why not just not bother with an online aspect on GTA 6?
They might
You know what I
not do
mean?
though.
Because well,
Yeah.
the rumor is that it's going to be co-op. Like the story is going to be
Oh, yeah.
online multiplayer co-op because there's 2 characters. So I get that, and maybe that'll be the only sort of online function that they have for GTA 6, and while they keep GTA 5 online, or just call it GTA Online.
Well, that's what it's called now. It's just called GTA Online.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the way they do it. But does then GTA 6 suffer as as a result of that? Like, because they've got so many people working on the live service for GTA.
Well, no, because I think
Whereas
I think at this point it's probably going to be two different teams sharing the same assets.
Right.
Because
Well, we'll see. Because another thing,
guys, I was right.
just to finish off on GTA 6, because it's been kind of worrying me a bit, because I am looking forward to it, but the Houser brothers have both left now, I believe.
oh yeah,
Like Matt and Dan Houser, the guys that wrote and basically lead designers on basically all of the important
Rocksteady
GTA
games, Red Dead.
all of them. They've both gone now, so it's like. I know that it takes more than a couple of people to run an operation like that. I know it does, but I don't know.
I get where you're coming from.
And with the massive leak that came, like when has Rockstar ever had a leak, like even a little one? That never happened in the past, and they've just had one of the biggest ones ever. That's basically forced their hand to be like, yeah, look, okay, we are working on GTA 6, blah blah blah.
Precisely,
Because, yeah, it's like
I don't understand how they got that out. As you were saying, there's never been leaks like that before.
Inside source.
Maybe it's like a smart way of advertising, if you get what I mean. Like releasing a little bit of pretending it's a little bit of a leak.
I would understand that with any other company, but the way Rockstar operate with their marketing, it's the same with every single big release that they do. They don't say anything about it until about 12 months before release, and then they've got like a new bit of something every month or 2 months up until release.
Okay. I don't know if you recall.
So, anyone else I'd say maybe, but
I don't know if you recall. They actually found the guy that spoke to the reporter, the guy that leaked it. And
has he been jailed for it?
I don't know if he got jailed, but I know he's definitely been blacklisted. He's been blacklisted from the entire industry.
Right, that would make sense.
Nobody would work with them ever again. I don't think.
He'd be radioactive, wouldn't he?
Yeah. The only way that he would be able to survive in the industry is if he went onto the indie market.
Yeah.
And
even then, he's hated by the community now anyway. So.
Which I mean, in some ways,
you can't trust him. I say it's bang on.
Definitely. I'm about to say, you've ruined it.
In some ways, I get
he's he's stolen property, released it. He's broken laws. He signed a contract saying he wouldn't do it. He's reprehensible, if you ask me.
I get that.
Yeah,
I get that. And in
agree.
this circumstance, fundamentally,
you're gonna try and defend him.
I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just trying to say that sometimes when we get leaks and stuff, it can be for good. It's not necessarily always a malicious act. Sometimes it can be like, look, I'm releasing this because look at when the Deadpool test footage was released. You remember why? Basically, before Deadpool came out, before it was greenlit as a project, there was basically some test footage that they sent over to execs at Fox.
The film?
Yeah, for the film.
I thought you meant the game.
No.
Yeah, I know about this.
Yeah.
The film, yeah.
And basically, Ryan Reynolds was like, I've got a really bad feeling. I think they're just going to straight away say, nah. So...
That's different. Yeah, I get where you're going with this. That's a different kind of leak. I'm talking video games.
Yeah, but sometimes in video games,
because when they're releasing something in video games that's not finished, it gets loads of bad press because people are like, oh, this looks like ass, blah blah blah, and it was nice to see how, cause, like, people saying, oh, this looks terrible, and there was that famous, it's now famous anyway, where someone said everyone knows that graphics is the first thing you do in a game. Like, this game looks terrible, and then loads of huge game developers were like commenting on that, putting a picture up, being like, it was like Horizon Forbidden West. They put up this one. It was like a year before release, and it was just polygons and just a mess of shit everywhere. It looked terrible, and like loads of them did it, and so I just I don't agree at all with
but like
you can't defend any
Cross
video
and
game
bones.
leaks.
Yeah.
What?
Skull and Bones, sorry. Like, could you imagine if somebody leaked that?
That game's a curse.
Exactly.
That game is cursed. That's that's
Nathan,
the exception that makes the
Do
rule.
you know of Skull and Bones?
I am not aware.
it's-
No, you're gonna have to give me a brief
So
description.
basically, it's being developed by an Assassin's Creed side
Is it?
team. It's
Is it being
Okay.
developed?
well, it's been in development for
Since Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag.
since so what,
Really?
2013?
Yeah, so 10 years. Yeah, it's now got the record for being the longest game in development, I think.
Wow.
Oh,
Is that a good achievement to have?
Oh no,
I'm
No,
joking.
no.
No,
It's in
of
the
course
run
not.
for that. It's in the run for that. I think.
oh actually, it might be that what's it called? Dead. Oh, it's not coming to me. Carry on. But yeah, that's a shit show. That.
So
Anyway, we're getting slightly off track
We are.
here. I'm going to get us back on track.
Yeah,
Moving on to
we
the
are
next
waffling.
section. Because, yeah, we've done 2 sections. We're 45 minutes in. So we'll go on to the... I'll tell you what, actually, we're going to skip the next one. We'll go straight on to our RPG Hall of Fame.
Oh. I had a little bit of an adaptation, but if you want to move on to that later.
I was
mean,
going to say
that's
It's
fine.
fine.
I've got a really
It's
good
fine.
one.
Mine's not a really good, it's just something I'm dreaming for.
Same.
Right, go on, Elle, go on, tell us yours.
I'll keep it brief. So
Mine's a speed
Oh,
one.
by the way, we've not even said what it is. So, basically, I've said choose any source material, turn it into anything else.
video game, whatever.
Go for it.
Right. Okay. So I'll keep it brief. Kill Bill, but in the style of Sifu, but with swordplay
Ooh,
and all the gore.
that sounds insane.
All the gore. Each level
Yes.
is a different graphic style, like in the movie. You know how
okay.
it like. So there was bits where it was in black and white. There was bits where it was
Yeah.
like
Sepia.
sepia. There was bits that were animated, and I would do it like
Yeah.
that. Like go for very visually bold. Made by Santa Monica Studios because they're not afraid to get their hands red.
Well, I think if you're doing it in the style of Sifu, it's got to be
Slow clap.
what's it called?
Slow clap.
slow clap.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I think
maybe, but I think also
the visual style's on point as well. I
I
think.
think also I'd just like to see Santa Monica try something a bit different,
Yeah.
like and narrated by Samuel L. Jackson,
Whoa.
There you go. Yeah,
Nice.
that'd be pretty cool.
which
Would you get Uma Thurman back?
I think I'd maybe keep her silent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not
I like that.
not
yeah.
in any sort of way, but have it almost as like Samuel L. Jackson telling you the story,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
like other
yeah.
than
I
like
like
her
that.
like grunts and like sort of like stuff like that, I'd just keep it like relatively silent, and just have like a badass soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a good
of
shout.
course, man.
So go on.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad we didn't skip this one. That was a good shout. Yeah. Go on, Nathan. What was yours?
Man is very, very. It's nothing sort of. Oh my god, sorry, my brain is going off track here. It's very direct. It's nothing adventurous. So you guys have you heard of the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot game, the RPG?
Yes.
Yeah. So
heard of it, yeah.
basically, I believe Sab Connect 2 did it.
Right.
They were the developers. It's an RPG style of an anime game, and I've never seen anything like it. I've completed Kakarot. Really good. So what I'd want, and for all Naruto fans out there, I want Naruto Shippuden specifically, but I want it in the format of the way Cyber Connect 2 did it. So
Right,
like have
yeah.
the story pinpoint exactly the same as what it is, but have it in the RPG style.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, that's
exact
cool.
same. I'd want the same developers, Cyber Connect 2 definitely, and obviously publishers Bandai.
Yeah.
Definitely stick with them too, but just a Naruto Shippuden version of it. Like I said,
Yeah,
it's
cool.
it's very brief, but I would dream of that definitely.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I have
Um,
said for a while that I would love sort of like more of an open world Naruto experience where you like
That's
create
exactly
your
what
own
I'm going with.
character, like choose your own
Oh.
like ninjutsu styles.
Oh,
Basically,
in fact,
being
that
like
would be
a
insane.
being like a sort of like rogue ninja in the sort of Naruto world.
Or maybe you could choose. Maybe you could be dedicated, or maybe you
Well,
could go rogue as in leave the village. Are you saying?
So yeah, no. What I'd do is I'd have it a bit like Hogwarts Legacy, where you choose like your base, like where your sort of hub world is. Is it the Village of Sand? Is it the Hidden Leaf Village? Is it the Village hidden by Mist? Like you pick whichever one you want. But the story,
Lots of hidden villages.
well, they're all hidden. It's, it's
They
kind
are
of
all
their,
hidden.
it's
Yeah.
kind of their thing.
I guess they are ninjas.
Yeah.
Magic ninjas.
And like you play as a rogue character that's like sort of had to go on this adventure through the sort of world.
Okay, yeah, I could get with that. Yeah, I could get with that.
I think it'd be really cool, especially with like the traversal styles, because like there's loads of different ways that these characters like travel. Like a lot of them like just leap from like tree to tree or like run on water and stuff. But then there's like ones where it'll be like they can create like a bird out of clay and bring it to life. And like use that
that's
to fly.
Daedra, I believe. Yeah, Daedra can do that.
There's one woman
Insane.
who can like break down her like body into little pieces of paper and just float on the wind. Like so,
yeah, she's a great character, by the way.
It's a game where if they were able to do it, like open world and everything like that, like it would be really cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, mine. So, it's kind of because I've been playing a lot of Mad Max. Because I quite like post-apocalyptic stuff. And I was thinking, because one of my gripes with Mad Max, it's not really a gripe because it sort of it makes sense within the world of Mad Max, but there's a lot of sort of driving through the desert and there's not much going on. And the views are great, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of sort of driving through the desert. I was thinking when I was playing it, like, how cool would it be if it was set in like the Terminator world, or like Terminator future after Skynet's fucked everyone up, and as you're driving around, like obviously you're doing your car up and shit as well, like similar to Mad Max with like cool weapons. You're getting like ambushed by machines that like pop up out of the sand and fucking try and get you.
Yeah.
And you try and get away, or you kill them. And like I'd have a mechanic where, because in Mad Max there's lots of like collecting scraps so you can do up your vehicle, your weapons, whatever. So with this, you could actually use like the remains of these robots and have them on your car. Say if one's got like a cannon for an arm, it's like, we'll fix that to the bonnet of the car. So I've got a big fucking cannon there as well. So I basically just want Mad Max plus Terminator.
Yeah, I could get with that. So
Yeah,
Mad
Max is almost there already with the look of everything. Like everything's already bombed out and looks like shit, and there's wreckage everywhere. And I'd think that'd be really cool, like ambush mechanics where you just be driving around like normal and poof, you just come out of the sand and like pin your car or like flip your car and you got to get out and fight it or whatever.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Has there ever been a Terminator bit?
Well, I was thinking there's been Terminator games, but they've all been terrible. Most of them. I think there was one where they actually had the voice acting from Arnie, and it had a cool mechanic in which they don't seem to do in games anymore, which annoys me. But it was like real-time damage to his body, so like his clothes and stuff would rip as he gets shot, and like it would reveal like his metal skeleton underneath, and then you could heal later on, and then it'd heal it up, and that was like a cool little mechanic. But they don't seem to do that in games anymore.
They did it with Wolverine as well.
Yeah, and again that was around the same sort of era, and that was great. Like, and you'd see him like slowly heal up after he's been shot.
They do it to a certain degree, like in like GTA, like the more times you get shot, the more bloody you start looking, but like not like you've just said where it's like actively. I'm trying to think of any games where it does.
I've been playing a bit of Max Payne 3, and that has it to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Like you get bullet holes in you and stuff, and you bleed from the bullet holes, and that looks quite good. But it's sort of breaks the immersion in a way, because he'll have like a bullet hole through his neck, but then he's in a cutscene and he's talking and he's fine, and you're like, well, you've been shot in the neck, dude. Like, so yeah, I think it can work and it can't. Like,
I feel like. So, are you saying because it doesn't show up in the cutscene?
No, because in the cutscene he's got a hole in his neck. But he's fine.
I was gonna say, because
like,
you find that in like Skyrim and often like certain games like that, where like if you've been attacked, you'll have like an arrow sticking out your head, and you're just chatting. Like, I just got an arrow in my head. I'm a fucking con.
Yeah, cool. Right, sweet. Well, that's our adaptation section. We'll go on to our pièce de résistance of the episode, which we'll do this anytime we get a guest on. We're going to add to our Hall of Fame. We choose a different genre every time. This time we're going with RPG Hall of Fame. So you should each have 5 games that you want to add into the Hall of Fame.
Certainly do. You're
going to go up like mono. You're both going to have to pitch your ideas to me of why, each game should be in the Hall of Fame. And then we'll see who wins. We've got 5 categories, so there should be a clear winner. Although it's not all about winning, it's more about the games.
For sure.
And I think as you're the guest, Nathan, you can go first. What's the first game you want to pitch?
Right. Well, my first pitch made that, which is going to be my number 1, and I can't really go against it for saying I did call it my favourite game earlier. Kingdom Hearts for my top RPG. It's got to be the Kingdom Hearts for me. And if I have to be specific, I have to say number 2. In that sense, the story's a bit more on the Final Fantasy side. The Disney side's still there, but I think they do concentrate more on the Final Fantasy kind of idea of the game. Yeah. The combat style is greatly increased in number 2. So much more fluid, way more dynamic, like with the aerials especially alone.
I think it's safe to say, like, a little bit more adult in the story.
In a sense, yeah. I mean, number 1, it's it's
all Disney,
I guess you
innit?
could say that. Yeah, it is all Disney, but the way number 2's portrayed, it's a bit more serious.
Yeah, that's probably the right phrase. Yeah.
I'd probably say that. So that's just got to be my number 1.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so
I know what you're
against...
like, so that's going up against whatever L picks. I think I may lose this one.
We'll see.
So if we're going, my probably favourite. Do you know what? I'm gonna give him a chance. I'm not gonna pick what I was actually gonna pick. No, only because I'm gonna make Liam choose between 2 weird Japanese games. My top 1, Elden Ring.
Oh, okay, right.
So Elden Ring
that'd be obvious.
Pitch.
I mean, do I really need to pitch it? I've got quite a few hours talking about it now. It's amazing. It's one of the biggest, most complex sort of fantasy worlds I've ever come across. With Dark Souls, sort of the Soulsborne games, they are usually quite lonesome places because everything wants to kill you. But in this game in particular, there are a lot of areas where you can find like just peace, just wandering around, just beautiful, almost hand painted, world. Like I know you're not a fan of those kinds of games, but you played it when you came over, and even you were like, it looks amazing, and like the story behind it is so well crafted. Made even better by George R.R. Martin, basically helping tie it all together for them. Even though his influence, he says himself, was only like 40%, you can tell the bits that he's written and the bits that he's like sort of helped develop.
Yeah.
Some of the boss fights in that game are incredible. Some of the best boss fights I've ever had in an RPG. But yeah, that's my pitch.
I'm still yet to play the game, may I just say. I'm still yet to play it. I haven't played it yet. I have seen a lot on it. It looks insane.
It is.
That's a
I
top
played
tier pick.
all of
That is a top
5
tier
or 10
pick.
minutes at L's. Lost all his souls, or whatever they're called in that game.
Runes.
Things like lives innocent. Runes.
Runes, okay, yeah. Well, to be fair, this is a tricky one because I haven't played either of these games. I know quite a bit about both from the outside, and really, there is an obvious choice here. Let's
There is,
let's
and
not beat around the bush.
I can put my hand up to that.
Yeah, and I know it's your favourite game of all time, but I'm not picking Kingdom Hearts 2, I'm afraid.
Of course. I thought that is all good. That makes complete sense.
The overriding thing is that Elden Ring has won a bunch of Game of the Year awards. Like,
of course.
I know I'm not a fan, but that many people can't be wrong.
Of course, yeah, that makes complete sense, yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 2, I don't have the figures in front of me, but I don't think it won many Game of the Year awards.
I don't even know if it. I don't even know. I don't know. Of course, I don't even know if it's won a award. I don't know. I have no idea.
Kingdom Hearts 3 did, I think.
Oh, I don't like number 3.
You know,
number 3's
there's
too,
lots of awards.
I'm not a big fan of number 3.
Yeah. So sorry. So round 1 does go to L, I'm afraid.
That's all good. Hey, guys,
Elden Ring
it's not about
is
the
winner.
competition.
No, it is. It is.
Friendly.
I'm on a bit of a losing
it
streak.
is? Alright, I'm turning the competitive mode on.
I'm on a
I'm
losing
stuff.
streak, so I need to build up my cred again.
Cool.
Okay, so round 2, L, you turn to choose first. You're
I'm
gonna go in hot.
right. I'm gonna go with Witcher 3. Get it off the board.
It's a strong one, man.
Well, this was originally going to be my answer, but I thought you
before.
played that, and I thought that would be maybe a bit too biased, so hence I went Elden Ring instead. But Witcher 3, I don't know if you've played it, Nathan.
I played like the beginning of it. It's a game I do need to play. I've played like the littlest bit of the beginning, not much at all.
Right, yeah.
But it's totally up my street as well. It is totally up my street of a game.
But like
I just bought that on Steam Deck as well.
Like,
it's like the 5th time I bought that game.
Like we were saying earlier with GTA,
yeah,
it's one of the most organic feeling worlds that I've ever played. Like when you're in a city, you feel like you're in a city. When you're in a village, you feel like you're in a village. When you're out in the wilds, you feel like you're out in the wilds. And I've been playing it again recently on both my Switch and on PS5, and like sort of comparing as well. PS5 is miles better. Granted,
of course.
Well, no. I got it for my Switch because it was dirt cheap, and then a free upgrade came when I got my PS5. So I was like, fair dues. I'll play a bit of that.
I can't say anything. I've got it on PS5, Switch, and Steam Deck, so I can't say a thing. Yeah,
dedicated fan over here.
It's amazing. Like, it very much feels like the equivalent of like Game of Thrones, but video game in terms of like the politics, in terms of how everything comes about, like. The story, tits and asses,
You've sold it to me there, lads.
And some fucking mental missions, like some and truly like some missions that are beautifully crafted. Like, no spoilers, but there is one in one of the DLCs where you basically take a load of drugs. And you basically go on a buddy cop adventure with your horse, who starts talking to you. And you go and solve like I think it's a possession in a village, with your horse that's talking to you, and it's like just some weird fever dream, and it's fucking fantastic.
It's a great game. I'm
really
not gonna lie.
like,
you're gonna have to pull something out of your ass to beat this.
I think I've got the ammunition to fire back against that.
Wow. Okay, go for it. What are you going for?
I'm gonna go with Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
Ooh.
Now, gentlemen, I believe I'm laying ammunition on the table here. As you've buzzed by your reactions, I think I've came with something pretty hot. I'll give you a brief.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even think I need to do. I think the ammunition does the explaining itself, but I'm just going to give some brief reasons why. For number one, the customization and the alignment system. you can have with the good and bad choices. Your Jedi can end up being a total dick or a total
Sith.
hero. Yes.
Well,
I mean,
you
I
can
don't have much to say about it. It is what it is. It's a beautiful game.
sort of.
And
if
do
you're a
that
Star
in
Wars fan-
Witcher. Like you can.
Yeah.
There isn't a morality meter though.
Well, it sort of is because
Precise.
depending on your actions and like if you if you be a bit of a cunt to like all the people that like hire you and like you charge them extra and stuff like that, you gain a reputation and stuff like that. And depending on your actions throughout the game, it does determine the ending. But no, you're right. You're 100% right in terms of Star Wars.
That's more choices.
Yeah, like that has a perfect morality system. Even I'm a bit like.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, just hold off. Let's not judge this round just yet.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
was
good
thinking that
clash.
myself. Yeah, because
that's a
I was
tough
thinking as well.
one.
It's like without Knights of the Old Republic, we wouldn't have The Witcher 3.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like Knights of
I've
the Old
never
Republic,
thought of it like that. I mean, because it was a class like RPG game, and I think most game developers had to be like, "Shit, guys, we need to up our game now." And it
Yeah.
may have sparked off a lot of RPGs that have came out after.
Yeah.
I
Big
don't
time.
know. That's a pretty good thing to say. Yeah.
I think
The Witcher 3 is one of the best games
Of
ever
course.
made.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
I am leaning to put them both in. So yeah, we'll put this one on hold for now.
Okay.
And yeah, we'll go on to the next round, which will be Nathan first.
So, I was a bit upset that I couldn't put it first or second, but I'm just going to throw it out now. Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Skyrim,
Yeah,
classic.
absolute.
Every reason why I feel unfortunate I've had to put it as a number 3. I mean, a part of me really wanted to put it 1 and 2, but
Yeah.
it couldn't go above Knights of the Republic for me. So yeah, my third entry is going to be Skyrim.
Yeah, fair
reasons
enough.
why the classes, the customization as just one point already. It's so is diverse the right word?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the amount of
there's
stuff you can do. And
precisely, yeah. The story of it, as it is fairly short, but even still, the story's good. And it's Skyrim. Yeah, I don't think there's meant. I
Yeah.
can't. If I go into detail, we could be sat here for hours.
exactly. Yeah, I think we've spoken at length about Skyrim in the past.
Yeah,
That game's like it's 10 years old now. That game probably, if not
it's
more.
been released like 6 times, maybe
and the
more.
rest,
And the rest,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
it
Christ.
is pretty much a
Like,
dead
ugh.
horse at this point.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It is.
but it still sells.
It does.
does.
But-
Because they just make it a
Bethesda
bit
make
more
the
HD.
joke. They say, "Look, we'll stop releasing it when you stop buying it."
well, that's
But every time they release it, people keep buying
Well,
it. So
that
it's like,
is
well,
the
okay.
thing.
We need to do a petition of no one buying it.
the other thing is it has stood the test of time. The only thing I wish they would get the fucking rid of, skip that opening section. I just hate doing that every fucking time. Because if it weren't for that, I'd probably have like a few multiple saves. Because I've been thinking about getting it on my Switch. Because I just kind of want to
Yeah.
feel it on Switch form. And with it
Yeah.
being on Nintendo, there's access to like the Hyrule armor and like the Master Sword, which is exclusive to the
cool.
Switch version. So like, I really want to play it for that reason.
That's cool.
I think it's free.
But go on.
What's mine?
So what are you putting up against Skyrim?
Fable.
Oh,
DOG.
shit!
The original
oh
Fable.
shit!
The
Wait, no, which
one
one?
or two.
Yeah, which one?
The original.
OG. I haven't played much of the original, but I've heard it's the best. Because Fable
Wow.
2 was it for me. Fable 2 was it for me. But Fable, sorry.
Right. Fundamentally, Nathan makes a good point that Skyrim, it's huge compared to Fable. But
But there's
There's-
little intricate things with Fable.
exactly.
Sorry.
Exactly. Think of all that special sauce. All that special sauce.
no.
Like aging, scarring, turning evil. One of
Yeah.
the greatest morality systems in a video game I've
Yeah.
ever seen.
I think it was one of the first that really took it and ran with it. I remember having horns and like a bit
Yeah.
of fire on your head, and
Yeah.
if it was the other way, you actually get a halo. If I remember
That's when you go good, right? And then you
if
get
you're
the hunt.
good,
If
yeah.
you
You
go
had
bad,
like blonde
evil,
hair
mate. That.
and you'd like
Yeah.
really angelic and stuff. I was always evil.
What a game!
Yeah, I was always evil. Yeah.
It's such a good game. Like, unfortunately, the first two are the best ones. After that, it just stopped being fun, and I felt like they just stopped caring, to be honest, because a lot of the features that made the previous ones so fun and successful, they got rid of, and it was like, oh, well, okay.
It was all in a city as well, wasn't it?
No,
Pretty much.
Well, there was a lot of it took place in like industrialized, but it was kind of meant to sort of have evolved over time.
Like an old England vibe.
Yeah. But the first one, like we've talked about, like scarring, like how your character would come back with like a gnarly scar across their face. Like I would absolutely love to see that game get remade now with today's graphics and today's gen.
Oh, that would be.
Even though
that'd be definitely.
Even though it is a smallish game, and like you can complete it within a weekend quite easily, and 100%.
Yeah.
The foundation.
They are making a new one.
Are they?
They are, but
no way.
It's one of the developers that's owned by Microsoft, and it's a fucking shit show over there. Like, just everyone at Microsoft, it's just a fucking shit show. They haven't released anything good in ages. But yeah, we're not getting into that. This is a tricky one. I know I said the last one was tricky. I think this might be trickier in a way because I think in a way they both deserve to be in there.
Yeah. We're clashing pretty well here, El.
Yeah, this is a good one. Even though they're both RPGs, they're both very different. You know, one's more sort of, I don't want to say prim and proper, but one's a more like traditional RPG in Skyrim. Whereas Fable's more of an action RPG in a way.
It is a bit more linear.
Although there's, and it's more linear. Obviously, it's not as open. I think for me though, I am just my gut. I am just leaning towards Skyrim. I think the replayability, the fact that it has stood the test of time. Yeah, the amount of storylines in there. Like you could do the first couple of story missions, get yourself on the way, and then just piss off and just piss about. Like everywhere you go, there's something to find. There's something to kill, or there's something to do. And it's got to be.
I always
Skyrim.
do up to the bit where I get the abilities from the Greybeards, and at that point,
that's it.
It's at that point when they go, you seem like the perfect person for this power.
Yeah.
You will do this quest, and it's like, yeah, going on. Oh, I've got the power now, right? Bye. And then just go and join the Thieves Guild or the Dark Brotherhood and just do the fun stuff. And then the Greybeards are
become a vampire.
The Greybeards are like, he is coming back, isn't it? It's like, nope. There goes another one.
Meanwhile, there's just dragons attacking. Like, oh, it's great. That's something I'm not even touched on. Like, you're just walking around and then a dragon will attack you. You're like,
precisely out of nowhere. Yeah. They keep showing your toes.
That's Skyrim. That is going in to the Hall of Fame. Not that
No. To be fair, I would have picked Skyrim.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm also.
I think we all agree there, don't we?
I just think Fable deserves an honorary mention because of
Absolutely.
The foundations in that game were massive. Like the some of the stuff that they did was like now is still considered like revolutionary, and like reality is that this stuff was done years ago. Like the hair growth thing we were talking about. Like Red Dead and Witcher both were like, oh yeah, we've got hair growth, and it's like, it's
been around for ages, but
so did Fable.
People just haven't done it in a while.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, cool. Okay, so I think it's L to go first on this one, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, keeping it with the tone, I'm gonna go with Red Dead Redemption 2. Right, go on.
It's not an RPG.
Right, so researcher has told me to put a note in that basically states, if you argue, you can suck your toe.
I
What?
thought there was going to be a fact behind that.
I'm sorry, but I don't see how it's an RPG.
It is an RPG.
I mean, there isn't any
morality. You make choices. You make decisions.
True.
Does-
I don't know. Wait, guys, can we have a
play
second to
a
quick look this
role.
up?
Look, if you're going down the rule of you play a role, then FIFA is a role-playing game.
I would argue it. I would let you stand your time in court.
No!
I would let you.
No!
I would let you.
No,
I would
no,
let you honour that.
No, I'm in charge today, and I'm overruling. Red Dead Redemption is not an RPG.
I think
just
you're
like
wrong.
GTA is not an RPG.
I wasn't saying GTA.
Okay, guys, can
No,
I
but
say? I found,
you might as well
I
say
found a
GTA is an
definition-
RPG.
A definition of an art. Right, so a role-playing game is a game in which each participant assumes the role of a character, generally in a fantasy or science fiction setting that can interact within the game's imaginary world. And if that is the definition of RPG, I would allow Red Dead Redemption 2, because you are just playing as Arthur Morgan, and you do interact with the world. You
The
can
man
make choices
speaks
that
truth.
influence the gameplay.
It's a shame that.
I'm
It
vowing
doesn't
for
matter
my
what either
opponent
of you
here.
say.
Yeah, true.
I'm
God damn
drunk
it.
with power. Do you not understand?
Yeah, we understand now.
I'm putting my foot down. I'm not having it. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not an RPG.
It is.
We need a
Sorry.
replacement.
You're gonna have to pick something else.
If it makes it
Right.
any better for you, I would agree.
Thank
I
you.
would say it is.
Thank you.
Is
Right. Well, I'm gonna go
but
Fallout
it's no
3.
problem.
Well, okay, that's much better.
Ooh.
There we go. That's an actual RPG. There we go.
Shut the fuck up.
So, well, for that comment, I'm not even going to give you a chance to.
No, I said Fallout 3.
Fallout 3.
Oh,
All right. No,
So,
that's fine.
no,
Go
but
on,
say
Nathan.
there is no explanation needed. Right, okay.
Nah, true, it is very
you
good.
might have to tell me if this is an RPG or not. But I'm gonna say Dead Space original. Dead Space, that is an RPG, right?
no.
You can level up your guns. No?
If he's not gonna let Red Dead
It's a
Redemption,
survival horror. Yeah.
True. Then Dead Space.
no.
Oh.
Nah.
Dead Space survival horror. Yeah, that's.
What am I gonna have to put in instead? One sec, guys.
Although great game.
I'm not having a round on this where we have Red Dead Redemption 2 up against Dead
the
Space.
Dead
Come on.
Space.
Come on now.
That is insane, actually. Yeah. Hearing back on that, yeah.
I feel like there'd be a clear winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's just a lose here because the only other one that I've got, which is one of my lower ones. Well, I've got two lower. In fact, I'll throw this against it. Fallout 4.
Oh.
That was one
Okay.
of mine.
Why not?
Fallout 4. I mean, Fallout 3 is the OG. Everyone probably would agree with that. But Fallout's 4 mechanics, obviously the quality of it, the story. I can't say which one's better. I can't. But Fallout 4 still has an okay-ish one. In fact, it is good, I'd say.
Yeah, I quite like
and
the
then
story in
obviously
Fallout 4.
with the base building mechanic as well that they added, so you can
Yeah.
but fortify a village, make your own houses. You can make the people that come live there. You can give them certain jobs. They really went in depth with the base building mechanic. So that's another tip as well.
I do like Fallout 4. I think Fallout 4 is great. Like graphically as well. I think it is probably Bethesda's best looking
sure.
game.
Yeah.
And we've talked quite
This
a lot
was released
about...
quite a bit ago as well now.
Yeah, it was quite early. Well, it was PS4, and it was quite.
Yeah.
It was quite
One
early
of the first ones, weren't it?
days when.
Yeah,
PS4
quite early in the
Yeah.
came
PS4's
out,
life.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think like 2014, maybe somewhere around there.
Yeah, that sounds
Possibly.
right.
And it is a great game. One thing I will say about the main story: don't give a fucking shit about that child. But I have no emotional
Yeah.
attachment to it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, same.
So I've
That's what
never
I kill.
actually
They gotta kill
completed
giants.
the main
Giants.
story of Fallout.
What?
I
Oh, so you don't
so
actually
simple.
find out what happens to the
don't give a
child.
shit.
See,
Oh.
I found that
Oh,
quite.
yeah.
I quite
I'm
liked
same,
I
that.
found
Yeah.
that
Want to know
interesting.
something
Yeah.
that makes it even worse? My main character in Fallout is a character based on somebody that I've written about called Wasteland Jane. and she's like,
Is that from Torino?
yeah, from Anasibo. So she's basically like this like Boba Fett, but in like the wasteland kind of thing. She don't give a shit about her own child. She's moved on.
What?
She don't care. She's just out there slaying super mutants.
That is the issue with Fallout 4, because the story it sort of it means that your character should be just going after their child, just doing anything they can to find their child, but they're not. You know, like these little side missions, and you've got what's his name coming up to you every 2 minutes saying a settlement needs your help.
Yeah, well, that's my biggest criticism of Fallout 4, which is why I've picked Fallout 3, because Fallout 3 feels more just immersive.
It's a strange one as well, because usually, like, especially in games as well, like not so much in movies or anything, but games tend to improve as they go on, because they'll improve on the mechanics, how it looks, but they almost always screw the pooch with the story as it progresses through. Like they'll hit the nail on the head with, say, Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas.
Sorry, guys.
Like brilliant games.
Yeah.
But then Fallout 4 is still a great game, but I don't know. I always feel like there's a bit of magic missing with Fallout 4 comparing it to one of the earlier ones.
I could say that as well.
With Fallout 3, more so, because I did play a lot of Fallout New Vegas, but I don't think I actually completed it.
And you can mod number 4.
Fallout 3. Well, you can mod Fallout 3 on PC.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Some of the mods on that are brilliant. But on Fallout 3, like, your whole main quest was to find your dad. So, like, it kind of made sense that you would be, like, wondering, do a job for this person. Oh, have you seen my dad? No. Keep moving.
Yeah.
Right. And it kind of made
your dad
more
can look
sense.
after himself.
Whereas, you said, Liam, like, you know, you've lost your child. Your main objective in this scenario would be to find...
As a parent.
Find your child. But unfortunately, you know, you're not. You're off, just sort of pissing about, really.
Quests for caps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So so on those reasons, really, it's Fallout 3 is going in.
Yeah. I could go with that as well.
I think
I had to throw it in.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm still a big fan of Fallout 4, but I think Fallout 3 does just edge it. Okay, so that's number 4. So it's 2-1 to L at the moment. We'll still decide on KOTOR or Witcher 3, or maybe just chuck them both in. I don't know. We'll see. But on the last one now, whose turn is it to go first?
Me.
Nathan. Yeah.
Nathan.
I saved my last one.
Okay.
But okay. I don't know if you guys have played, and I hope you have. And for anyone listening, if you guys have played this game, you'll understand why I picked this as like a last bit of ammunition just to throw in. I'm going to go Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker on GameCube.
Ooh.
The old cartoony style one.
Right.
If you guys remember, you had that red boat.
Yeah, I know where El's going to go with this. And
I would argue that, again, it is a role-playing game. And I don't mean to... Anything's a fucking role-playing game.
Exactly, but no,
Be more specific.
Are we not allowing it?
I don't think he's gonna let.
I thought that. I honestly thought it was an RPG.
I've got one in my head that I can chuck in if neither of you can come up with another one.
I've got one more.
Go on, what was yours?
Mine's Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay, let's see. RPG. There we go.
Right. Well, I've got one more for my slash one, which is a backup. It's gonna have to be the Kakarot game, Dragon Ball Z. That is an RPG.
Okay.
With
that is an
no
RPG. Yeah, fair enough.
Just for all it's a perfect Dragon Ball fan game in a sense. Like the way you can choose when to power up into your Super Saiyan modes, and obviously with the DLC you can go into the newer, more up to date versions. Just a great game.
Am I right in saying it's the Dragon Ball Z era, isn't it? So it starts off with.
It starts off with basically when Vegeta comes. When Vegeta comes to
Vegeta
Earth.
and Nappa, is it?
Yeah, Vegeta and Nappa, precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it starts from there and then it goes up to the Buu saga, I think. Yeah,
no,
I think
after that it's the Freezer Saga.
Yeah, no, but I think it goes up to. As
Oh,
in,
it goes
when
all,
the game
yeah,
ends.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it goes up to
Cell
the
and
Boo
Boo.
Sega.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's going to be my number 5 pick, definitely.
Yeah, it's it's not a bad shout. Like for me, I was gonna chuck in Disco Elysium.
Disco Elysium, I've heard of
I
that game.
mentioned it. It's one I've talked about earlier, the detective one.
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry.
And that's like as pure an RPG as it comes, because you're literally like just conversations and you are like affecting the world and all that stuff. I think I'll put that down as a special mention. But yeah, I think
cool.
round 5, mainly because I haven't played much of Kakarot. Don't get me wrong. Like you were saying before, that I'm not big into the Japanesey stuff, which I'm not.
Yeah.
But growing up, I watched a lot. I watched all of Dragon Ball Z. So
Cool.
I do like Dragon Ball Z. But that being said, Cyberpunk is just one of the best RPGs ever made, and yeah,
I haven't played that game once again. I haven't played that and Elden Ring, which are 2 huge games. I have not played them myself.
Cyberpunk, it was a fucking dumpster fire when it came out on console.
Yeah, which I heard
initially, which was just like almost unforgivable. But played it again recently on PS5, and it runs brilliantly. And it's a great.
Only
great
play
game.
it if you're on current gen.
That's
how
I
I
am
sort
on
of
current gen,
take away.
luckily. Yeah.
I agree with that. But yeah, cool. So to round up then.
That sounds like.
Actually, so round 1, Elden Ring wins. Round 3, Skyrim wins. Round 4, Fallout 3. Round 5, Cyberpunk. But round 2, we're going to add them both in. Why not?
That makes complete sense.
Yeah,
I would completely agree with that.
And The Witcher 3, both.
Hell yeah.
You can't drop either of them.
I don't think you
Yeah,
can.
it'd be hard to like separate the two.
Yeah. I think that one of the strongest things about The Witcher 3 that we didn't really mention is just how fucking cool Geralt is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, as a character.
How fun it is to be him, and some of the reactions that you can choose for him when he's speaking to people. He's kind of cold, but like mean, but kind of funny at the same time. Like, he's such a cool guy.
He's that typical sort of like gruff action hero.
Yeah.
With a heart and
always with the one-liners and stuff. Although they are usually a bit shit. Like you'll be like fighting a troll and he'll be like, "You stink," and it's like.
I think that's pretty good though. I quite like that.
Yeah, no, it is, but it's like it's also like
it's good.
Seriously, that's
yeah, I quite like that because
that's what you.
I was playing Max Payne 3 recently, and I forgot how fucking cheesy that is. Like all the dialogue and the writing in it is so like 80s,
so
sort of noir cop.
Yeah.
Cheese. It's so bad but good at the same time. Like.
There's a brilliant line in the bar in New Jersey just before the shootout, and like you go through a set of doors and he's like, "Oh, I wonder what's behind these doors," and the character goes back, "Well, I can tell you what it's not a warm coffee and a blowjob," and it's like just little lines like that are like
just totally unnecessary.
So good. I was saying as well to brilliant. Nathan about the soundtrack on that game is phenomenal.
Yeah. Agreed. Right, moving on. We are going on to Elle's story time. And no see bother.
Well, I'm going to start with the story time. Yeah. So, have either of you heard of the 1902 Olympics?
No.
I know that there was an Olympics. I think.
Well, did you know that it was
That's all I know.
Effectively a dumpster fire?
What?
So, during the 1904 Olympics, my bad, in St. Louis, America, the marathon was a total mess. The first place finisher did most of the race in a car.
What?
The guy in second almost died from eating rat poison.
What?
And the fourth place finisher raced in dress pants and shoes and took a nap by the side of the road mid-race. And I did read about another source where one of the participants was actively arrested during the race.
What?
So he had like an arrest warrant out for him
Oh.
in that state or in that county, and they picked him up mid-race. So he never actually got to finish as well.
Oh my god, no
And
way.
all this supposedly
Wow.
happened during the marathon. But yeah, the first guy basically cheated
One
and
race.
got in a car. Second guy almost died. Don't know how he managed to get his hands on rat poison or why.
I know.
Maybe is it
What?
an old?
Did he
I
bring
bet
it
it's
with him?
those people at the water tables spiked him.
Ah.
They run past, like,
like
yeah.
a bit of
Conspiracies.
like a bit of a sabotage. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He still came second though.
The event
Well, that is
If he'd
true.
not had rat
Actually,
poison,
yeah.
that guy's a fucking Terminator.
Must not die.
Oh,
Immediately.
brilliant. Fucking Rasputin.
Just immediately gets to the finish line, collapses and dies. Like his forehead
Yeah.
on the finish line. Well, technically it counts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
But
brilliant.
yeah, no. So it's something that
That sounds like a shambles.
if you look it up, there's loads of stories about it. It was badly planned, so it was planned on like one of the hottest days of the year. During what was effectively a really dry season. So there was barely any water being handed out. Loads of people fainted mid-race because of dehydration and stuff like that.
Wow.
It was really bad. And in all fairness, I think they ended up redoing it sort of after. Basically because, you know, the guy that won
It was a
cheated.
shit show. Yeah.
But yeah, no, absolutely mental. And moving on to, again, it's one I've talked about before, but I'm going to mention it again because it's my podcast and I can do whatever the fuck I want. Is The Last Stand. It's a zombie-inspired Nocebo-verse short that takes place in a system-operated universe that's been taken over by zombies. And let me just tell you, the robot that was responsible for overseeing said O Point has since been terminated. It's available on my Patreon.
Good.
You can read it for free. And yeah, like and subscribe.
Whoop, whoop. Good stuff.
Woo.
And
Hell yeah.
that'll get us on to our highlights section. So our penultimate section before we go on to quiz. Highlights is it's kind of a new section we do, isn't it? Where we just sort of have a look at what's happened in the week, sort of gaming adjacent. And I'm going to kick it off. Actually, I've got a link. I must admit, it's not great for an audio podcast. This, but there's a German football team called Grüthe Fürth. They paid tribute to The Last of Us at one of their recent games. The fans had massive like cutouts of like bloaters and clickers and Ellie. I don't really know why, but yeah, it's like I'll show you guys at least so you can see what I mean.
Oh,
Like in the crowd, like huge
Oh
clickers
yeah.
and stuff, and like.
okay.
And it's
I
quite
mean,
cool, but yeah, like no
some
real
good
reason
advertising.
behind
Are they
it.
protesting
Yeah,
it?
no, they're for it. They actually changed her Ellie's tattoo to have the club's like name there instead.
Oh, that's
Um,
Oh, so it's more the video game rather
So-
than the TV series.
It is, yeah. It's the video game, yeah. Yeah, it looks like they've pulled stuff from Last of Us Part 2, it looks like. But yeah, I think what it must be is that whoever organises all the art stuff at the ground is a big Last of Us fan. He's like, fuck it, we're going to have Ellie and some clickers and a bloater this week. I'm like, okay.
Fair
But
dues.
it worked, they won 2-1.
Oh, that's cool.
Maybe
So that was my highlight. of the week.
maybe those fun guys are lucky.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that was horrible.
And this is another.
Has anyone else got any highlights?
This is another reason why I've lost hosting duties.
Yeah, that was a low light.
That was a little like.
Yeah.
I did have something, but I forgot to fucking write it down. So
Oh, hey, there we go. Have you shot everyone? We talk about podcast bingo, and we're saying if we had a bingo card, one of them would be L saying that he's not written something down or he's not got his note about something. So yeah, love that.
Right, okay. I wasn't provided this bingo
to be
card,
fair,
so I can't stamp that.
There's quite a bit that I'm looking forward to, sort of game-wise. Since I've been playing that Mario and Rabbids and stuff, I've been like looking at like other games to potentially dip my feet in.
What other similar?
Other similar
games,
sort
like
of games.
XCOM style. Yeah.
So I was looking at getting that. Is it Wildermyth?
Wildermyth.
I was thinking about getting that at some point. If I
What is it on? Is it on something now?
Well, no. I was looking at seeing if I could potentially get it on my laptop or something. If it
Right,
would run it, but I don't know if it would.
It should do. It's not a very demanding game.
Yeah.
It's all like 2D artwork.
Yeah. And like other games that I'm still looking forward to is I am still looking forward to Dead Island 2. The more I see about that game, the more I am actually looking forward to it.
Fucking yes.
Especially because I am massively into my horrors. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But I feel like I talk about Dead Island every week.
Yeah, I think I talk about was it Jedi Survivor? Have I mentioned that last week?
Yes. Oh my god, that is another
comes
good
out in like
highlight.
2 weeks. Yeah, it comes out in like 2 weeks' time. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be insane.
Yeah, I love the first one, and this just looks like it's bigger and better. Yeah, like everything I've seen. I'm trying not to watch stuff now because I want to go in quite fresh. But yeah, it's like there's different stances, and he's got a blaster now, and you're like, yeah, Jedi with a blaster, that's good.
Exactly, it is cool for sure.
Yeah,
I think I actually do have a
there's
highlight
like mounts
myself.
that you can ride. There's like some like
Yeah.
alien thing that he's riding around. It looks like a
Precisely. So I wonder if you can
like a dinosaur.
tame species and
can.
whatnot. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
And then keep him on
really
some
looking forward
part
to
of
that.
his ship. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and you can customise him more now as well. The
You can do hairstyles.
Yeah, and beard
Right.
styles and
So
stuff.
is
You can give him a mullet, so I can't.
Is
wait.
it going to be more like open world, this one, as well?
I hope so.
Well, it's still going to be quite sort of Metroidvania, but it's going to be more open. And they said that there is going to be fast travel in it as well, because that was a gripe with a lot of people from the first one. There's a lot of backtracking in the first one.
Yeah.
Precisely.
To be honest, that's one of the reasons why I can't go back and play it, because some of those like areas that you had to like navigate were very tedious.
Yeah.
Like especially the ones in the sort of like where you had to move the balls. Like,
Yeah.
I hated those missions.
Yeah, yeah. I think they'll tighten up some of that stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But not as much as Starfield, which is still a ways off, really, like November time. But yeah, Skyrim in space.
Yeah,
Yes,
please.
I've heard of it.
Just sticking on
That
Star
would be
Wars.
incredible.
How would you guys feel about like say a Mandalorian game?
Ooh,
It's already a game. You know what I mean? Like the way that he's collecting armor at the start of the first series, and then it's like every episode is like a side mission. It's like, I'm gonna go get this guy. Blah blah blah. It's like it's so perfectly already a video
Like
game
it could
that it just
easily
needs to
be like Witcher.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like an interstellar Witcher.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
would be really cool.
That'd be awesome.
But yeah, no.
That's kind of how I'm gonna play Starfield. I'm gonna try and be like a badass bounty hunter.
Yeah,
type.
precise. Yeah, that's the kind of story I think I'd go for with that with that kind of game. Definitely.
So yeah, I look forward to them. Cool. Have anything you're looking forward to, Nathan? Anything?
In fact, something has sprung to my mind. So I'm assuming you guys have heard of the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm series.
Oh, we were talking about this.
Nope.
Me and you, Nathan.
Yeah. We was indeed. It is something that I'm looking forward to, but it's I've got mixed feelings.
It's effectively
because
FIFA, but for anime fans.
it is. That is real. It is real. Not football, as in like they just when they release another game, a newer one, it's just like a bit better quality and maybe a few extra characters.
Although,
But with this one, I think they're redoing the entire series' story modes, but they're doing it in one game. So effectively, there's going to be the story from Ultimate Ninja Storm 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's going to have every story, but remastered, in a sense.
That's pretty cool.
so
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
But I'm half and half with it. If they do it right, it could be a groundbreaking anime game. If not, then it could just be like, guys, you've just literally made another FIFA, in a sense.
the one thing I will defend Naruto developers in, so the last few ones that they've released, they came with like free DLC, and it was it was that Boruto like the spin-off that you played, and it was only short, like it was only like
it was very short.
20-hour.
That's for number 4, right?
Yeah, it was only like a 20-hour
that,
game within it, but it was like a game within a game, and it was completely different gameplay style as well, which was quite refreshing. So like there is that aspect of it, but effectively whenever you get one of these games, you're effectively just, as Nathan's put, it's just a fighting game with different skins, different characters, different maybe animation,
like incremental
maybe updated attacks.
So,
precisely,
it is effectively FIFA. Like you're just buying the same game again and again and again.
Just more updated and polished, in a sense.
Slightly updated, Like they'll have a new couple of features where it'd be like, oh, we've got grabs now or something.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, just something small like that.
That being said, being said, when it comes out, and I even said this to Jay when I first saw it had been announced on PlayStation, I was like, I don't care, I'm gonna get it.
Same here. I'm not missing it.
Like I've played pretty much all of them, so I kind of need to.
Yeah, fair. All right, cool. Well, that brings us on to our final section, which of course is the quiz, and we love doing the quiz with a guest on because it's an actual quiz now, not just Elle sitting there going, Okay, so
is it Star Wars?
way this works, all right. So clue number 1: I have appeared in over 100 video games.
Ooh.
God.
I tried counting them, but
So a character that's appeared in 100 video games, in more than?
More than 100 video games he's appeared in.
God.
Okay,
so it's not God. Yes, Nathan.
Mario.
No.
Oh, because they've done a lot of
See
crossovers.
what you're thinking though. Clue number 2. My game genres range from platforming to board games to racing games.
Oh, I think you are in the.
I know I'm in the rats. I'm in the rat zone. Just not with a character. I'm gonna just go Crash Bandicoot.
It's not Crash Bandicoot.
Oh no!
Any guess, Elle?
Is it Donkey Kong?
It's not Donkey Kong.
Oh.
Yeah. Clue number 3. I have been both a playable and a non-playable character.
Is it Luigi?
I've got an answer. No! Sorry,
What did you
shouting.
say?
Is it?
What did you
is
say?
it Luigi?
It's not Luigi. No.
Oh, thank God! I was just gonna say Luigi. I thought that was on the money there. I do apologise for screaming there. I got well over harps with that.
It's fine. You've still got a guess if you want to have a guess on this one.
I'm really trying to make my mind up about it. Oh man, this is so hard. I'm just gonna go with. Are we getting another clue after?
Yeah, there's 2 more clues.
Oh, awesome! Right, I'm just gonna go with Wario.
Wario. It's not Wario.
Cool.
Okay, clue number 4. Typically showing up as a villain, I have the ability to breathe fire.
Stop that!
Stop.
No!
Oh, Nathan
Bowser.
first. It is Bowser.
Mario was right. I love it how we started guessing Mario characters as soon as we said Mario.
Well, when I said over 100, one of you said Mario straight away, and I was like, well, you're in the right ballpark.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah,
when
that's
you
good.
said as well about racing game, platformer, board game, like,
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
sort of narrows
it's
it,
like,
doesn't it? Yeah.
it does.
But there's still,
It very
at
much
that
does.
point, it still could have been any of them. Oh, mate, yeah.
Has
I,
he ever-
I tried
Bowser's
going
like
through
one of
them
the
all.
main faces.
well, yeah.
He's been in every
He's the
Mario
arch
game
nemesis.
pretty much. Yeah.
It's the arch
Even as like a
nemesis.
side character sometimes, isn't he? He's like, and
Yeah,
there's been times
yeah,
where
yeah.
like, they team up. Paper Mario, I think you could play as Bowser. Has
Yep,
he ever had his
and
own
there's-
spin-off?
I don't know.
I'm not sure if he has.
Maybe that needs to be in the works.
That would be
I
pretty
hope
cool.
that's in the works. Yeah, I
Voiced
hope
by
that is
Jack
in the
Black.
works.
Yeah,
Bowser
by Jack Black.
RPG incoming.
yeah. You could do the origins of Bowser.
That'll go straight in the Hall of Fame.
But
Yeah.
instead it's Mario stealing Peach away from
Yeah.
him, so he's having to go for them.
Or him like
That'd be good.
kicking like a baby reptile into the water,
Yeah.
and because he's a fire-breathing reptile, he's like, "Oh fuck you, dude! I've got a vendetta against you," and he goes all Liam Neeson on him.
Yeah. Well, if you didn't get it there, I did have one more clue, which was being voiced by Jack Black in the new film. My sworn enemy are the Mario Brothers.
Yeah, no,
So-
we would have
Yeah,
definitely got it.
Jack Black, yeah.
But yeah, good
Cool.
do. That's L losing again. Hold on.
The guest
Yeah, I'm
is
pretty sure he-
victorious so far.
Yeah, I think. Am I right in saying that the guest won last time as well?
Probably.
Stunned silence there from
Probably.
L. Okay.
Yeah, no, more than likely.
Cool. Yeah. Well, that brings us to the end. It's been another episode of NOTSTEAM Productions L&L podcast. I'm the second L for some reason. Liam, co-host from. It's bye from me. Bye.
Bye from me. If you've enjoyed listening to our silky tones, then like and subscribe.
silky
If not, then
tones.
piss off.
And
May I just say,
And
gents,
finally-
it's been a pleasure for you both having me.
Yeah, like
yeah,
It's-
thank you very
come on,
much.
dude.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
I definitely,
Yeah, of course. It's been interesting.
I
It's been
definitely
really
want
good.
to get like some people back on, and then like because we can maybe do like because we mentioned with your brother as well when he was on, because he's such a sort of like fighting game fan. We were on about doing like a challenge, sort of within the sort of pod, bringing him back on and like doing a sort of challenge with each other. So it might be worth doing.
Well,
that sounds interesting. Yeah.
After we recorded the last guest pod with my little brother, I think over Christmas I played him in person on Soul Calibur 5.
Soul Calibur 5. What a game! What a game!
And I kicked his ass.
Nice. You goalie.
So, just saying, But then he
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, should we go on Dragon Ball Fighters? That's his main game."
Yeah, you
And
told
then
me
I
about
didn't.
this.
I couldn't touch him for like 20 games. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been a really good time. Yeah, it's been great, guys.
Yeah. We'll get you back on.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you.
Cool.
Thanks
But yeah,
for
that's a
listening.
bar from me as well,
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye.
Bye. Bye.